Okay. Hey guys, I got a little bit of time before I go to work, and I wanted to get this dream out because actually I wanted to do it a couple days ago, and I just didn't get around to it because I had so much to do with work and stuff. But I want to try to get it out today before I go to work. It's two dreams actually, mine and then my daughter's. I was going to tell you about. Um, this one was around the second week of January 2016. Um, Okay, the first part of it, maybe you guys can help me with. I'm not 100% sure what it represents, but the first part was really weird. Okay, I was getting phone calls from people to pick them up, to help them, and to take them somewhere. And I had gotten a call from this older lady, and I went to pick her up, and I was in this black SUV type vehicle. And anyway, I went to go pick her up, and she got into the back seat. And as I'm driving, I was telling her, my goodness, I've gotten a lot of phone calls today for people needing help getting somewhere. So I'm driving, and I had to drive up a hill. And as I get up to the top of the hill, instead of going down the hill, my car just goes straight up into the sky. And it really freaked me out because I was like in the sky and I'm trying to steer this car and I have no control over it. And I was telling her, "Oh my goodness, we're going to crash. Once we go down, we're going to crash. We're going to get hurt." And finally, I'm just kind of floating around in the sky in this car, and then finally it starts to go down. And instead of crashing, though, we actually landed very safely right in front of a house, which just happened to be my house. Now, it wasn't my house, real house. It was just a house in a dream. That was my house. But anyway, we landed right perfectly in front of the house on the side of the street. And I get out of the car and I look up at the sky, and from a distance, it looked like a bunch of airplanes coming. And they were coming over from the left, and as they got closer, they were really low. And when they got closer, I noticed that they were not airplanes, they were missiles. And there was probably like five of them or something, and they were missiles. And they had black numbers with some lettering on the side of them. And I just said, "Oh my gosh, it started." So I ran into the house. Actually, I started running into the house, and as I'm running into the house, I see these military vehicles pull up alongside of the road, and they had some kind of I guess like a megaphone or something on top of the vehicles because you could hear them like a loudspeaker kind of thing, and they started saying, "Everybody stay inside, everybody stay inside," and we weren't allowed out. So I don't know if this was like representing martial law or something like that, but it was after the missiles had passed that they had pulled up. And they started getting out of those military vehicles, but they were dressed all in black, like SWAT team kind of people. So I ran into the house and I started grabbing a couple personal items that I thought I might need. And my daughter was not with me, so I was freaking out, and I knew she was down the road, and I was thinking, "Oh my gosh, I got to get to my daughter." So I am trying to figure out how can I get past these people because I knew if they saw me they'd arrest me. So I started kind of sneaking out the side door into the side door of the house, the neighboring house, which ended up being my dad's house. Like he was in there, and so I got into his house, and I'm kind of peeking out the windows, just trying to figure out how can I get to my daughter. And my plan was just to sneak from house to house to house to house until I finally got down to where she was. And anyway, after I was like kind of peering out the windows and looking, I seen the people in their black uniforms, and they were walking around the neighborhood with their guns. And then I woke up, so I never got to finish the rest of it. Um, but that dream, like I said, it was in January, and I kind of felt like it might have had to do with definitely war since there were missiles, and possibly martial law starting using that as an excuse to have martial law. to keep us inside. Um, the other dream I wanted to tell you about before I go to work is my daughters. We had went to church one morning, and after the Sunday school part, the kids come up and for the service, for the sermon, and she was sitting beside me, and she was leaning on me, but I didn't realize she had fell asleep. She told me after church was over when we got in the car, but she said she had fell asleep, and she said she had a really short dream, and I asked her what it was, and she said that she saw buildings on fire, like everything was on fire basically, and after she saw the buildings on fire, she said it was kind of like watching TV, with like just one person there. Oh goodness, the sun's coming in on my window. I don't know if you can see me. Let me scoot over. Okay. So anyway, but it was just kind of like I am with you right now on the screen. She said Obama had just stepped in, and he was wearing a black suit with a red tie, and he stepped up and he adjusted his red tie, and all of a sudden he grew horns, and his eyes turned like demon eyes. She said they were yellow. The whole part was yellow, and the black part was just like kind of diamond shaped, almost like cat-like eyes, she said, but they were like demons because he had grew horns. And she said he kind of smiled and did this like snickering kind of smile that told her like he knew, like it was him that had started the fire, and he was laughing about it basically. And then she woke up. So I'm not saying he's like the Antichrist or anything like that, but I do feel personally that Satan's using him to bring about the end of times. That's my personal opinion. So I don't know. You guys can make your own judgment on that, but that's what I think. Anyway, those are the last. Well, I have 2 more that I need to make another video of, and I'm trying to get them done. I know the Lord wants me to do that, and He keeps pressing it on me to get them done, and I'm trying. I just been really, really busy, and my daughter got sick this morning, so anyway, those were the 2 in January I want to tell you about, and then I also had 2 more that I needed to share, so I'll share those on another video as soon as I can, okay? God bless you guys, love you, and leave nice comments, please. Thanks, bye.